Hey, Brian Goulet of Goulet Pen Company and Ink Nouveau here, and I'm just doing a follow-up video on the one that I posted before I went to the 2013 DC Fountain Pen Super Show. I posted a video asking about advice for what vintage pens I should consider, just pens, you know, kind of iconic pens that I should just know about, that I should have, and maybe use for some comparisons and just experience as a pen enthusiast. I got tons of great feedback, a lot of comments, a lot of people giving really solid advice. There were definitely some pens that kind of came up and were very obvious that I needed to pursue. So I went to the show. I was able to spend, you know, a good 5 hours or so looking at everything. That show is very overwhelming. There's just so many pens, so many people there. It's just crazy. So I had a budget in mind. I kind of blew it a little bit, but I wasn't even able to get half the pens that I actually wanted to, because everything ended up being just a little bit pricier than I wanted. But you know, that's okay. I think I made a pretty decent haul. So I wanted to show you what I have here and just, you know, show you kind of the fruits of my labor. So anyway, before I even got into the show, I had a fan customer of mine, Harvey, thank you Harvey, give me this Parker 21. I thought that was kind of cool. He just had one and saw my post and just said, here, I want you to have this. So that was cool. It's missing its clip, but from what I understand and from what I can show you here in a second, it's kind of identical to the Parker 51. It's just got a steel nib instead of a gold. And it actually ended up working out really well because this one has a different filling mechanism than the Parker 51 I ended up getting. This has the you know, aerometric bladder type fill, which is very similar to the modern like Pilot Con 20 converter. Or the one that comes with the Pilot Metropolitan, if you're familiar with that. So it's got a hooded nib, writes nice, it's a fine nib, so that's kind of cool to have one of these. And then, you know, to compare it, I have a Parker 51 that I ended up picking up, a black one, so it's a different color, which is cool. This one has the clip, and one of the other differences is in the cap. The top of the cap of the Parker 21 is just a metal cap, or a metal finial, but the 51 has this kind of jeweled looking thing, which is kind of neat, kind of classes it up a little bit. You know, this one has a medium nib, so it's kind of a different pen, which is cool, gold nib. And then this one is a vacuum fill, so you unscrew the back and it's got this little push button here, operates the back. So that's kind of neat, you know, and so I'm really glad to have kind of this iconic pen. The Parker 51 was kind of like the one that I knew I could not leave the show without having in my hand. So the fact that I walked away with a 51 and a 21, that's kind of cool. I also got a couple of Esther Brooks that was very popular as well. Everybody said, hey, you got to get Esther Brooks. So I got this cool green Esther Brook J. I don't know the official name of the color. I know there's like official names for all these colors, but you'll have to excuse me, I'm not aware of what they are. It's a lever filler, and this has a medium nib on it, which writes pretty well. So I'm excited about this. And then I ended up getting an Esther Brook SJ, which is like the little mini-me version of the J, kind of this nice amber color. It's orange, kind of coppery color. Rachel really liked it. And it's got a fine nib on it. So I got a couple different nib options there too, a couple different sizes. So that was kind of cool. And then the last pen that I got, which is one that I kind of splurged on a little bit, but I really wanted is, just because I love the engineering of it, is a Shafer Snorkel. So this is a burgundy one, you know, gold trim, and if you're not familiar at all with the Snorkel, I end up splurging on the one with the gold nib as well. The way that this pen works is kind of cool. So you unscrew the back of this pen, and this little tube comes out of the front, and that is what actually goes into your inkwell to fill the pen. And then as you keep unscrewing it, the mechanism pulls out in the back, and then it's got kind of this vacuum filling thing. And then as you screw it closed, it retracts that tube back into the pen. Very cool. There's nothing like this made today. It was really kind of a one-of-a-kind thing back then. And there's a whole history behind the Shafer Snorkel as well. Kind of a complicated piece of engineering from what I understand. But it's just really, really neat to have. And I wanted to have one in good working condition, so kind of splurged a little bit on that one. But you know, the whole idea behind that Snorkel thing was so that you didn't have to dip your ink, your nib and your grip section and everything down into your ink to be able to fill it, and you could have kind of a clean refilling. That was the whole idea behind it. Of course, then, you know, you don't end up with inky fingers like I've got here, but, you know, just kind of neat pieces of history. So I'm really happy with my haul. There were definitely some other pens, you know, the Shafer PFM, the Parker Vacuumatic, the Parker 75, the Parker 41, the Shafer Targa, some other, you know, those were some other ones that were recommended to me. that you know, everybody said that I should look into. And so I tried to look around, and some of the pens, the budget, you know, my budget wouldn't accommodate that, and couldn't find the right one I was looking for or something like that. But anyway, I'm really happy with what I came away with. I really appreciate everybody who gave me feedback on what I should look at. I'm going to be playing with these pens some more. If you know, let me know what you think about these. If I made some good choices here, I'd love to hear what you think, you vintage folks. But anyway, this is cool. I know that vintage is a slippery slope. It's a dangerous territory for me to be playing in, because I know that you can just go full on into vintage as well. But I just really wanted some of the iconic pens to help me deepen my appreciation for fountain pens and some of their history. I'm still a modern guy, don't worry. That's kind of where my heart is, but I definitely appreciate the vintage stuff, and I'll be playing with these for sure. So anyway, thanks so much for all your feedback and for watching this video with me today. Appreciate it, and right on.